In a city of almost 4 million people, there's a tiny community that holds the unfortunate title of having the highest rate of violent crime per person in all of Los Angeles County. But it's probably not the neighborhood you're thinking of. Los Angeles. Just the name brings up pictures of sunny beaches and Hollywood dreams, right? But past the shiny postcards and movie sets, there's another side to LA. A city where some neighborhoods have a crime rate that's a shocking 700% higher than the city average. Today, we're getting past the numbers and hitting the streets to find out what's really going on. We're about to walk you through 11 of what are considered the most dangerous neighborhoods in Los Angeles. But this isn't just about scaring you or reading off a list. We're trying to figure out what life is really like when you get behind the headlines. We've talked to people who live here. We've walked these same streets, and we're going to show you exactly what we discovered. This is a real, first-hand look at the city's toughest spots, from the heart of the homelessness crisis to communities that are fighting for a better, safer future. Chapter 1. The epicenter, Skid Row and the wholesale district. Our trip starts where the crisis is impossible to ignore. Skid Row and the wholesale district right next to it. This area is known as one of the largest homeless encampments in the entire country, with some estimates putting the population between 9,000 and 15,000 people. The size of it is just overwhelming. Tents crowd the sidewalks for block after block, creating a city within a city, born out of pure hardship. The crime stats here are just staggering. In 2023, there were over 13,000 crimes reported in this one small area alone, and that includes thousands of assaults and thefts. Skid Row's crime rates are over 100% higher than the national average, with violent crime soaring over 200% higher. People who live here talk about a life of just trying to make it to the next day. We spoke with a volunteer at a local mission who didn't want to give his name. He said the feeling here is unpredictable. One minute, you'll see people sharing what little they have, and the next, a small argument can blow up into serious violence. It's a place of deep desperation, where just staying safe is a daily, sometimes hourly fight. 2. The highest per capita violence, South Los Angeles. So, what about that neighborhood we mentioned at the very beginning? It's a small community in South LA called Chesterfield Square. Per person, it has the highest rate of violent crime in the county. Along with its neighbors like Harvard Park, Vermont Knolls, and Vermont Slauson, this part of the city is a cluster where violence has been a stubborn problem for a long time. Overall, South Los Angeles has violent crime rates that are almost 400% higher than the national average. As we drove through these areas, we passed streets that were the real-life backdrops for movies like Boys in the Hood. We saw the memorials on street corners, quiet reminders of the lives that have been lost. A woman from Vermont Knolls told us that the gangs have the biggest impact on the kids. They grow up thinking the sound of sirens is normal, and learning which streets you just don't walk down after dark. But on these very same streets, you also see community gardens and people trying to build something better, which says a lot about their resilience. 3. A name known worldwide, Compton and Watts. You can't really talk about dangerous areas in LA without mentioning Compton and Watts. Compton's crime rate is significantly higher than the national average, and it once had the highest murder rate in the country. While things have definitely gotten better in the last 20 years, the people who live here say the threat of violence is always in the back of their minds. There's a strong sense of community pride here, but it's mixed with a layer of caution. Nearby Watts is another neighborhood with a long history of gang presence, and its violent crime rate is 388% higher than the national average. We saw the famous Watts Towers, a huge symbol of art and creativity. But just a few blocks away, gang graffiti covers the walls, marking their territory. A man who has lived here his whole life told us that the key to staying safe is just knowing the rules of the street. He talked about how the community is trying to take back local parks and create safe places for kids to play, a constant tug-of-war between the neighborhood's past and its hopes for the future. 4. The tourist traps, Hollywood and downtown LA, DTLA. A lot of you have probably been to these places. Hollywood, the land of dreams, and downtown LA, the busy center of the city. But tourists often have no idea about the risks. Hollywood's crime rate is 109% higher than the national average, and small-time crimes like pickpocketing and theft are incredibly common. One person working at a souvenir shop told us that when the sun goes down, the whole vibe changes. The glamour of the Walk of Fame is right up against a much harsher reality in the alleys just a few feet away. Downtown LA is an even bigger contrast. Its overall crime rate is an incredible 743% higher than the rest of the city. It's a major hub for business and nightlife, but it's also a hotspot for theft and aggressive behavior, especially after dark. Many people we talked to who work in DTLA said they would never walk to their cars alone at night. The big revival of downtown has brought amazing restaurants and concert venues, but it's happening right alongside a crime problem that's impossible to miss. A shifting narrative. Koreatown. Koreatown is a really fascinating and complicated story. For years, it's been on lists just like this one, dealing with gangs and high numbers of burglaries and assaults. Business owners have had to put in serious security systems to handle break-ins. But the story is starting to change. A recent analysis of LAPD data showed that violent crime in Koreatown actually hit a 14-year low in the first half of 2024. But when you actually talk to people here, those numbers on a page haven't really made them feel safer on the streets. One resident told us, "The stats might be down, but we still see and hear things that keep us on edge." That difference is so important. It proves that a neighborhood's recovery is about more than just data. It's about how the community actually feels, and that takes a lot longer to heal. 6. The rundown. 5 more neighborhoods. To finish off our list of 11, we wanted to quickly mention 5 other areas that are always showing up in crime reports. 7. West Adams. This historic area has crime rates 143% higher than the national average, with robbery and assault as big problems. 8. Lincoln Heights. Here, violent crime is over 240% higher than the city average, a problem that's fueled by ongoing gang issues. 9. Leimert Park. It's a major cultural hub for the Black community, but it's also dealing with high rates of gun violence and robbery, especially late at night. 10. Little Tokyo. Just like other downtown spots, this historic district has seen more theft and break-ins, which is challenging its reputation as a safe place to visit. 11. Montecito Heights. High crime rates, especially burglaries, have left people here feeling unsafe once it gets dark. The stories of these neighborhoods are complicated and always changing. There's so much more than just a number in a crime report. They are homes, they are communities, and they are people fighting for a better life. So now we want to hear from you. If you've lived in any of these communities or have stories about them, share what you think in the comments below. What did we get wrong? What is the media not showing you? And if you think this kind of on-the-ground reporting that goes past the simple headlines is important, please subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. So what did we learn after visiting 11 of Los Angeles' so-called most dangerous neighborhoods? We learned at Initiate that the statistics, as shocking as they are, only tell a tiny piece of the story. The numbers don't show you the powerful murals in Watts that celebrate local heroes, or the small business owner in Koreatown who opens his shop every single day, no matter the risk. The truth is, danger is usually packed into very specific pockets. Right next to a block with a terrible reputation, you can find a street full of families who all look out for each other. The problems here are tied to deep-rooted issues like poverty, a lack of resources, and years of conflict. But in every single neighborhood we went to, we also found a spirit of resilience that was impossible to deny. The story of Los Angeles is a story of contrasts, of huge struggles and incredible spirit. And to really understand that, you have to look past the fear and see the people at the heart of it all.